Hello children, welcome to 9th Chemistry online classes. We have finished the second chapter, Is Matter Around Us Pure? And today we want to discuss the exercises, page number 28, 29 and 30 in your textbook. So all of you take your textbook and notebook with you. Some questions and their answers you can do in your textbook itself, and some of them you can write in your notebook also. So in each question I will tell the answers you have to write in which book. Is it in textbook or in notebook? Okay children, so get ready to solve the exercise questions. Exercises, page number 28, 29 and 30. The first question, you can write that answers in your textbook, okay, with pencil only. So first question, which separation techniques will apply for the separation of the following? The first A part is sodium chloride from its solution in water. So we can use evaporation technique. Okay, so write evaporation near that A, sodium chloride from its solution in water. That answer is evaporation. B, ammonium chloride from a mixture containing sodium chloride and ammonium chloride. So ammonium chloride. Okay, so that is we can use sublimation. The technique sublimation, because ammonium chloride is a sublimable component. C, small pieces of metal in the engine oil of a car. Small pieces of metal. So we can use filtration. We can use filtration technique to remove small pieces of metal in the engine oil. D, different pigments from an extract of flower petals. Answer is chromatography. D, answer is chromatography. Next, E, butter from curd. Butter from curd, we can apply centrifugation method. So E, answer is centrifugation. And F, oil from water. That is not immiscible things, oil and water. So we can use a separating funnel. And G is tea leaves from tea. Tea leaves from tea. And that answer is filtration. Next is iron pins from sand. So using a magnet or magnetic separation, we can remove iron pins from sand. And I, wheat grains from husk. That answer is winnowing. That I think you already studied in earlier classes. Wheat grains from husk, winnowing, or sedimentation. That also correct. So winnowing or sedimentation you can write. And J, fine mud particles suspended in water. So the answer is decantation and filtration. First decantation. So this mud particles settle down. That process is called decantation, and we can filter. Decantation and filtration. Second question, write the steps you would use for making tea. Use the words solution, solvent, etc. Okay, so that you can do yourself. I'm not discussing that thing because all of you know how to make a tea. So with the help of your parents and the what we learned in this lesson, you know these words. So using that words, try to make that answer. Now we will discuss third question. Third question is, Pragya tested the solubility of 3 different substances at different temperatures and collected the data as given below. Results are given in the following table as grams of substances dissolve in 100 grams of water to form a saturated solution. Okay, so you can see one table also in your textbook. It is very clear. So just to open your textbook and see. So that in the table, the substances are dissolved in 100 grams of water. Okay, so that is important. 100 grams of water and to form saturated solution. So the first question is, what mass of potassium nitrate would be needed to produce a saturated solution of potassium nitrate in 50 grams of water at 313 Kelvin? So here potassium nitrate. So just take potassium nitrate and at what is the temperature? 313. So you can see that 100 gram it is 62. So at 313 Kelvin, potassium nitrate for saturated solution of 100 grams of water is 62 gram. So question is what? In 50 grams, how much? So potassium nitrate for saturated solution of 50 grams of water is the half of this 62, that is 31 gram. Got it, children? Because in this question is given that 100 grams, how much? 62. So for 50 gram, just half of 62, that is 31 gram. Question B. Pragya makes a saturated solution of potassium chloride in water at 353 Kelvin and leaves the solution to cool at a room temperature. What would she observe as the solution cools? Explain. Answer. Some amount of dissolved potassium chloride will reappear as undissolved solid as solubility of solute decreases with the decrease of temperature. So if it is cool, so when we are giving temperature more, so dissolve rate is fast, but it is the temperature is less or decrease, some undissolved solute reappear. Okay, so that is that answer. And C is, find the solubility of each salt at 293 Kelvin. So all of you see that table 293 Kelvin in your textbook. Which salt has the highest solubility at this temperature? So first we see the solubility of each salt. Potassium nitrate is 32, sodium chloride is 36, potassium chloride 35 and ammonium chloride 37. So answer is what? Ammonium chloride salt has the highest solubility at this temperature. Which temperature? 393 Kelvin. Sorry, not 393. Yes, 293 Kelvin. At 293 Kelvin. Yes. Then what is the next question? What is the effect of change of temperature on the solubility of a salt? Solubility of salt increases with the increase in temperature. Okay, so if we increase the temperature, the solubility rate is also increases. Question number 5. This question you can do in your textbook. Classify each of the following as a homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture: soda water, wood, air, soil, vinegar, filtered tea. So in that among that substances, homogeneous mixtures are soda water, air, vinegar and filtered tea. These are homogeneous mixtures. And if any smoke or dust particles in air, so we can call it as heterogeneous, but otherwise air is a homogeneous mixture. And heterogeneous mixtures are wood and soil. Wood and soil are heterogeneous mixtures. Sixth question you can write in your notebook. How would you confirm that a colorless liquid given to you is pure water? So many liquid have colorless. So how we can see that, or how we can confirm that our liquid is pure water? See, answer is, every liquid has a characteristic boiling point at 1 atmospheric pressure. Each liquid has boiling point. If the given colorless liquid boils exactly at 373 Kelvin or 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure, then it is pure water. So the given liquid, you start to boil and it boils at 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin, you can confirm it that what your liquid is pure water. If the boiling point is different, then the water is impure or it is not water. Got it? So this question number 6 you can write in your notebook. Question number 7. Which of the following materials fall in the category of pure substances? Ice, milk, iron, hydrochloric acid, calcium oxide, mercury, brick, wood, air. So which are the pure substances among this group? Pure substances are ice, iron, hydrochloric acid, calcium oxide and mercury. Once again I will repeat it. Ice, iron, hydrochloric acid, calcium oxide and mercury. And this question, these answers also you can do in your textbook. Now we will see question number 8. Identify the solutions among the following mixtures. Some mixtures are given. So identify the solution. Soil, seawater, air, coal, soda water. Answer is solutions are seawater, soda water and air. Seawater, soda water and air. This question also you can do in your textbook. Question number 9. Which of the following will show Tyndall effect? So you know that what is Tyndall effect. Salt solution, milk, copper sulfate solution and starch solution. So the answer shows Tyndall effect is milk and starch solution. Milk and starch solution. Question number 10. Classify the following into elements, compounds and mixtures. This answer also you can write in your textbook. So that red color substances are the elements. So I will read the elements name. Sodium, silver, tin, silicon. These are the elements. Calcium carbonate, methane. Calcium carbonate means CaCO3. Methane means CH4 and carbon dioxide CO2. These are the compounds. And mixtures are soil, sugar solution, coal, air, soap and blood. These are the mixtures. Now we go to 11th question. Which of the following are chemical changes? So in the chemical properties have any changes, we can call it as chemical change and a new thing is produced. Okay. And growth of a plant, that is a chemical change. Okay, chemical change. Physically, okay, growth of a plant means physically size having a change, but growth of a plant, that is a chemical, many chemical reactions also takes place. So growth of a plant is a chemical change. Rusting of rusting of iron, that is also a chemical change. Mixing of iron filings and sand, that is a physical change. Just mixing, that is physical change. Cooking of food is a chemical change. Digestion of food is also a chemical change. Freezing of water, that is not a chemical change, that is a physical change. Burning of a candle, actually it have physically also physical change and chemical change. So we can write here a chemical change. So these are the answers of exercise questions. Also only one, I think one or two questions you have to write in your notebook. Only one question I think. And question number 4, explain the following giving examples: saturated solution, pure substance, colloid, suspension. These all answers already we discussed and wrote in your notebook. So no need to write the question number 4. All other answers you can do in your textbook. Okay, and read your textbook very well. And I'm repeating many times, but today also I'm repeating once again. Watch that all videos under this chapter, all videos. Okay, and get ready for another test also. You can expect another test through a Google form, our second test. So that test, all tests are compulsory, so all of you prepare for it. Okay children, so thank you, all the best.